Hello, my name is Linus, and today I'm going to be showing you how I made a little diorama thingy inspired by the amazing books called the Wingfeather Saga. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so to start off, I am using a piece of foam. This is just insulation foam that I cut to the proper height and width, then carve out till I get it to roughly the shape that I want it to be. And I then proceed by sanding it with sandpaper to get it smoother. In the book, then, this particular rock wall has writing on it, so that's what I just did there. And I use a piece of tinfoil to texture it a bit more. I'm just making another rock to go on the other side of the diorama. For the base, I cut out a piece of chipboard, then put a piece of tinfoil, crinkle that up, and tape it down. Cut off the excess. Make sure that everything is covered before covering everything with masking tape. And this is so that I can glue stuff to it. So that the masking tape doesn't peel off at all, then I glue on a piece of paper towel. I wet that down, squirt on some glue, spread that out, and lay it on the piece. Make sure there aren't too many bubbles and that all the sides are folded underneath. While that's drying, I cover the rocks with Mod Podge. That will give it a stronger finish, and it will also allow me to use super glue on it. I mix in some paint so that I know where I've already covered. I paint those white, and then I use a technique called, I'm pretty sure it's called wet washing, which is just how you use a series of washes till you get the color you're after. I only used two colors, started out with a brown, then proceeded with a darker brown, but it was more diluted, so it ended up being lighter. I dab off some of the previous wash, that way the new color will sit nicer. For the words, I just go back in and paint those black. Once the base is dry, I cover it in a medium brown color, then a khaki color. Then I go back in with a medium brown and just sort of go in with all sorts of colors. I'm trying to match the color of the rocks. Once that's dry, I glue the rocks in place. I apply a bit more glue and spread that around. That way I can add some sort of grass and moss and sand. To make sure that's all really well stuck on there, I add some water glue mixture. I thought that the grass was a bit too vibrant, so I went back in with the medium brown and the khaki to sort of make it blend in with the rocks a bit more. This particular diorama has two people, one sort of like Wolverine sort of guy, kinda, and one human. Right now I'm working on the wolf guy. I'm not gonna say the wolf guy's name because that would spoil some of the book for you, but the human is Jenner. He's the main character. And I wasn't too happy with the way the sculpture came out, but I think it looked pretty good once it was all painted. For their bodies, I just used an armature out of wire and covered that in a layer of polymer clay. Here I was working on the feet, and I wasn't too picky about folds in the clothes and stuff because I'm adding they're wearing a cape. I'm pretty sure they're both wearing a cape in the book. I probably should have checked that. Oh well. I wanted the back to be a bit more closed off, so I'm just cutting another rock to go there. Using the same techniques as before. Carving it, sanding it, texturing it, using the same black Mod Podge, which I probably shouldn't have done. But you know, it doesn't affect how it looks. I tried to copy the same wash. It didn't really work too well. So I go back in with khaki and I wet down some medium brown slightly and sort of smudge that around with my finger to try and match the color of the rocks. I glued that in place. And add the flocking and sand. And I do go over the sand again with some paint, just because it sort of transparent, I think, because of the glue. For the people, then I base coated them in a medium brown, which is what you see there. Well, no, I base coated them in bark brown. Then I'm adding medium brown to the pants to make them stand out from the shirt.
It is recording. Please, okay.
A little dry brush. Oh, that's too heavy.
Okay, so yeah, as you just heard, I was doing a little dry brush. For the wolf guy, then I am base coating in a gray and dry brushing some light gray. I then proceed to paint the teeth white and the nose black. For Jenner's hair, I'm using bark brown as a base coat, and then dry brush it with medium brown, followed by burnt umber. And yeah, for the cape, the capes are black for both Janner and the wolf guy. So I do that. Then I dry brush Janner's hair with khaki. And also fix up a few spots that got painted over whenever I was doing the base coat. To highlight parts of the cape, then I'm using a gray. And I really like how those turned out. To glue both of the figures in place, I'm just using some super glue. You can see it got clogged there. I ended up going back in with a liquid super glue, and that got clogged like 6 times harder. Like it was 6 times longer to fix the clog. But you know, it worked in the end, and they're super secure. Added a piece of chipboard to the back and painted that black. There we go. This is the finished product. I hope you've enjoyed. Yeah. So long. I'll see you next time.